me fire, give me that which I desire.
All right, welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight, it's the North-South Racing League, and we got the Sharkbite Shootout 125 here at New Smyrna. I'm Dean Doucette, joined as always by Colin J. Kennedy and Mr. Jason Martin. Colin, little look at New Smyrna. I mean, you gotta love this track.
Yeah, it's a half mile out in Florida that's pretty high banked. It's, it's got a little bit of character to it. It's got a little bit of a kick in the middle of the straightaway, on the front straightaway, that you can hit on accident if you're not careful. It's got a lot of age on this track surface, so the tire wear is going to be up there. It's going to be an interesting race, definitely, to see these guys kind of battle it out. A little bit smaller of field tonight, but they definitely won't upset.
Jason, I see the track temp here, 129. I know you tested it out a little bit today. What do you think about this track?
Oh, it's a fun track, Dean. 23 degrees banking, makes cornering really cool. Out there, when I was doing a little testing on track, what I found was that if you could get that car to sit on that right rear on the exit of corner, that really saved that right front tire, and I think some guys might be able to figure that out.
All right, going to be interesting to see how this one plays out. We look in on our point situation. A little shrunken down with the new resolution. We got Bryan Hacker out there. Decent lead, but Guillaume Fortin is working his way into competition here, looking for that championship. Tiny Horse Johnson in third. You got Austin and Martin. Martin had a good race last week. Gable, Huntoon, Shepard, Smith, and Cook out here. But, talk about last week, it was Hoffler. I don't know if Hoffler is actually in the garage right now, but Travis Hoffler had a whale of a run here, Colin.
Yeah, no doubt. And Travis, not full-time this season. He's just been running on and off every couple races. And came out of nowhere last night and really just kind of stole that victory. A little bit of a shock. Not really actually a shock. He's a great driver, but in a shocking fashion. He's been sticking it out on that high side all night, and then took those right side tires late in the run and just was, dominant. He flew around the outside on restarts, and then he got a little bit of luck with a caution late, and you just see him capitalize on it. And he's gonna be starting from the back here tonight, so gonna be a little bit tougher for him. But obviously he's a great driver, and be expecting him to honestly finishing up front towards the end.
Absolutely, we will. Guys, just wrapping up qualifying here, getting ready to get going. Of course, we'll do our redraw as well. We get it all set out. The top 8 will draw for those starting positions, and I'm sure they're getting ready to do that as we speak.
Yeah, just looking out on track, Dean, you got Guillaume Fortin laying down a hot lap here, along with Bryan Hacker. Two of those guys that spend a lot of time up front here.
Guys already going out doing their warm-up here. So we're just I'm gonna bring Sam Maxwell in here. Sam, you got yours on?
Yeah, I do, guys. What's going on?
Are you currently working, Sam?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll move you back down.
All right.
All right, sorry about that, folks. Sam currently getting all the boys together here so we can get this redraw on their way. And, I look forward to this race all the time. The competition in this, Colin, when you look at Fortin, Austin, you got Smith, Shepard, I'm skipping around a little bit. Grosser out here, Nichols, Eschen. The list goes on. I don't even think I brought up Hacker.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Hacker is like one of the best in this league, consistently getting good finishes. And you have that top 5 of Hacker, Fortin, Johnson, Austin, Martin, all consistently doing good. So it makes this championship battle interesting and hard for a lot of these drivers to honestly keep up. So obviously, great way to keep tuning in each week. And we're coming down to the end of the season, so it's going to start getting more interesting to see if these guys go a little bit off strategy, try something different to try and gain a couple points on each other. So Definitely going to be a key night here.
I mean, a shorter list would be see who can't win out here. It's a pretty stacked field. But right now, let's get into tonight's redraws. We bring in Sam Maxwell. Sam, how we doing?
Good evening, guys. How y'all doing?
Fantastic. Little new Smyrna here. We got the Sharkbite Shootout. I mean, hopefully nobody gets bit by a shark out here.
I think they're going to have a tough time. The track looks tough.
Indeed. Okay, who's up first, my friend?
All right, our first qualifier tonight is the number 13 of Guillaume Fortin.
Guillaume Fortin. I already know what you're going to pick, so I won't ask that, Guillaume. How we feeling after a little rough up last week there?
Pretty good. I know last week wasn't too good, but we gained some point, even though we kind of wrecked. Hopefully tonight we can be better and finish up front.
Well, and that's the main thing, isn't it, Guillaume? I mean, this isn't over yet, right? It's still close enough, still within your grasp.
Oh yeah, hopefully we'll get some good luck and gain some points tonight on Bryan.
All right, Guillaume. Is it number 3 you'd like?
I might change it up a bit tonight. I'll take number 5.
Okay, just to spite me. I get it. All right, let's see what we got here. Pole! Look at that! As if you knew something. Damn it. Amazing. So far, so good for you. Good luck out there from the pole.
Wow.
Thank you.
All right, Sam, who's up after that one?
I don't know. Anybody wants to go next? 02 of Bryan Hacker is our next guy up.
Bryan Hacker out here leading the points, getting a ton of wins this year. How we feeling about New Smyrna?
I like this track, so that does not bode well for me.
Right. Someone who gets it here. If you hate it, you do well. If you like it, not so good. That's the way it goes sometimes, Brian. We going to rock the outside a little bit tonight or what?
We'll see. I mean, it's pretty hot. It's slick, so I think you're going to be able to go wherever the other people can't go. So put it where they're not.
All right, brother. Give me a number. Anything but 5.
Oh, let's go 3.
All right, Guillaume takes 5, gets the pole. You take his 3. That'll be 4th for you.
4th isn't bad. We'll take it.
All right, sir. Good luck out there. Sam, who's next?
Our third qualifier tonight, the 46 of Phillip Martin.
Phillip Martin, been on a tear as of late. Probably always been fast, but lately getting the results. Phillip, I think you were second last week. How you feeling this week?
Feeling pretty good so far. Track is hot, so we'll see. We'll see whoever can survive and keep the tires on it longest.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think tires are a factor? Maybe a pit stop tonight?
Depending on where yellows fall, you're definitely going to think about it more than usual, I think.
All right. Well, let's have a number. Anything but 3 or 5.
We'll go 6.
All right. Number 6, quick reveal. Will be 5th place for you tonight, Phillip.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you. Sam, who we got?
The fourth qualifier tonight is Justin Grosser.
Justin Grosser showing some great speed last week. I'm sure you were saying you didn't get, time to practice that much recently, doing work and whatnot. How you feeling this week?
Better now. Practice was rough. I was missing something, and I didn't feel like I had a good qualifying lap at all. I feel like I left a lot out on the table. But to come in 4th, I couldn't believe that. So I'm stoked. I was just... like I always say, just excited to make the redraw, right?
Well, for sure. But, I mean, you've shown that you've got the speed to run with the best of them out here. Are you feeling like you got enough track time under you to make that happen?
It's going to be tough tonight. I haven't been on a track this slick in a long time. And it's all going to be about a little bit of strategy. I still kind of same as last week. I don't feel like I have the raw speed run with these guys. I'm going to have to outsmart them somehow. So we'll see what happens.
All right, well, we thought you had lots of speed last week. Let's see how you are at picking. Anything but 3, 5, or 6.
I'll take 8, please.
Number 8, and a quick reveal. It's going to be 6th place for you, Justin.
Boo.
Boo, right. Don't blame me. I'm just a messenger, right? Don't shoot me. Anyway, good luck to you. Sam, who's up?
Our next qualifier is the 23 Gary Eshin.
Gary Eschen, always a threat to win these things. Gary, been a little bit since you've been in victory lane, I guess. How you feeling about tonight?
You know, I'm up in the air about it. Car's really free, it seems like, so it's just going to come down to who can save tires the best. It's kind of a shorter field tonight, so I don't know if we'll see too many cautions. So just got to try to save some tires, and hopefully we can be there at the end.
Hey, loose is fast, right, Gary?
Yeah, for a couple laps. I don't know about 100, though. We'll see. 125, my bad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if anybody can wheel the thing, we know you can do it, man. So give us a number here: 1, 2, 4, or 7.
Let's go number 4.
Number 4, and that'll be second. So on the outside, but second. You'll take that, eh, Gary?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Better than 8.
Good luck, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, Sam. Who's next?
Our next car back is the 5 of Scott Austin.
Scott Austin. Austin paints. He doesn't only paint, he drives, and he's got speed. How we feeling, Scott?
Pretty good. We made the redraw on a hot track that I'm not super familiar with, so I'm happy to be here.
So everybody mentioned the hot track. I mean, you guys must have driven in heat in real life even, but it can't be that bad for you, is it?
It feels good to finally drive a loose race car again. These cars are so gripped up that I can kind of take some of the skill and fun out of it, so I'm happy to see what tonight's going to bring.
Yeah, exactly, and I like that attitude. That's right. It puts it back in the driver's hands, see who can handle it. I think you'll be a favorite out here tonight, Scott. Maybe if you can draw a good spot here. You got 1, 2, or 7.
I appreciate the kind words. We'll take 7.
All right. Wow. Quick reveal. That'll be third, right where you want to be. It's well beyond the pole, that is. So good luck to you.
Thanks, you guys.
All right. Who's up next, Sam?
Our next qualifier is the 21 of Jeff Bergner.
Jeff Bergner. How we doing tonight, Jeff?
So far, so good, I guess.
All right. Well, you're in the redraw. I mean, it can't be that bad, right? So what are you thinking tonight about the outside lane? Is that a death sentence up there?
If the track will cool down a little bit, it might come in a little bit, but right now it's just way too slick.
Okay, so everybody going to be fighting for the bottom. Are you thinking that some of these choose rules, if we get a couple of cautions, going to be of the utmost importance?
Yeah, there might be some opportunity there. Just depends on who you're on the outside of.
Absolutely. Well, you know, you the silver bullet out here, the silver surfer, we like to call you. I mean, you've been showing a lot of speed. I think tonight maybe your night here. You got 1 or 2 to pick from.
Let's take the deuce.
The deuce, and another quick reveal. Unfortunately, that's going to be 8th place for you tonight.
Perfect. That way I can get used to the outside, see what it's going to do.
There you go. I like the attitude, my friend. Good luck.
Have a good night.
All right. Who we got, Sam?
Last qualifier eligible is the 38 of Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson. Don't often say last at something, Ryan. How's it feel to be called last?
I don't know. Getting more used to it, so that's not a good thing.
Yeah, that's not a great thing. You'll be starting 7th tonight, unfortunately. Nothing good left on the board for you. But how you feeling? A hot track. I got a feeling a driver like yourself might like it here.
I think it will be a nice change from what we've normally been running with these things. Like it's been said, these things have so much grip, and they tend to not break the rear end free at all. So it's going to be interesting to see who can control them tonight.
Yeah, well, I often find people get worried about cautions at hot tracks, and I find everybody's so worried it goes caution free a lot of times. So mark my words on that one, Ryan.
10-4.
Well, don't mark them too hard, because if there's cautions, I don't want to hear about it. But nonetheless, best of luck to you, man.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, that was the boys in the redraw. Sam, anything else to say about the Sharkbite Shootout?
Well, hopefully no one gets bit, but I think that based on what I saw in practice, there'll be a lot of guys losing the back tonight. It's very slick. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, should be interesting. Can't wait to get into it. Thank you very much, Sam.
Thank you, guys.
Colin, that was the boys, and Sam Maxwell talking about heat and loose cars out here.
Yeah, and you don't really hear that much with these late models. These late models are really gripped up, and they're just like really solid just to drive overall, and to get a little bit of a loose setup just causes it to be more racy, and honestly waiting for people to make more mistakes. So I think it's going to be really just a game of, you know, capitalizing on mistakes and saving that right rear, because obviously when you're coming out of that corner and it's a little sideways, you're going to have that tire wear, and so getting out the corner is going to make it even harder as the race goes on. So definitely going to be interesting tonight, but we're definitely in for a treat.
So, Jason, when you think about this hot track and that, do you think fast hands are better or a smooth wheel is better?
I'm thinking your throttle, Dean. When that track gets hot and you're riding on that right rear, as soon as you open that steering wheel up, you're really driving the car with the throttle.
All right, boys are going to get gridded up and ready to go here. All these beautiful cars lining up. You see Fortin out front. Let's get into tonight's starting grid. So our top 8, of course, all redrew. So, and that included Johnson. So someone up here probably had an EOL. That'd be Hoffler in 7th. So 7th, he'll be starting last from winning last week. So you got Gable back in 9th. You got Smith and Womack. A little further back, it's going to be Mathis, Shepard, Nelms, Keeler, Nichols, Moore, and that'll be it for the field. So smaller field. This happens at the end of the season here, Colin, and usually you get, you know, a few less cars. You go green a little bit more.
Oh yeah, no doubt, and you see it with this league a lot. That they do run green a lot, and you know, with the lower car counts, all it's going to do is help it. I think it's really just trying not to be in the way of the championship fight as the season goes on. You don't want to wreck those guys that are all fighting for a championship, as you see really basically in the top 5 there in qualifying, they were all within a short distance of each other. So it's going to obviously be a close fight still to the end and for this race. So, but we do have 4 EOLs today. We got Jeff Mathis, Don Schumann, Robbie Clavey, and Travis Hoffler. So expecting some of them to be coming from the back here.
All right, there's Mathis. Of course, we were looking in on Hoffler, last week's winner. He'd be looking to come through the field. But up front, Fortin with that draw right out of the block. Switches up his normal draw, draws the point. Going to be important, isn't it, Jason?
It absolutely is. And it's sorry, I'm having a computer issue here.
It's okay.
My bad.
Track position, always important. Going to be important here tonight, especially early, I think, with this heat. This guy's going to be looking to control these race cars. I don't expect that outside to really try anything crazy early in this race, Colin.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. That high side is going to be slick. It always usually is, even when it is a tight setup. It's a little bit harder to handle, so definitely going to be taking it easy right here at the start. Don't want to wreck your stuff up too early.
All right, computer issue fixed. Yes, Dean. Be interested to see what the Highline does, if they're able to do anything once these cars. I figure at about lap 25, it's going to be getting real greasy out there for them.
All right, green flag down and away. Fortin down on the inside. Eschen leading the outside. The 5 of Austin down there on the bottom, and he's taking it a bit easy. This is allowing Eschen to slip into second there, or keep second. On the outside, the number 2, Bryan Hacker up there.
Yeah, and they're going to be taking it a little easy right now. You know, the tires are still cold. I ain't running many laps on them, so, and they're going to be taking care of it here right at the start. So a lot of these guys are just going to be patient. But you do see a couple of those guys on the outside actually making up a little bit of hay. It might be a little bit better on the high side right now. Might just have a little bit more grip.
Yeah, very interesting what I'm seeing. I'm seeing tentative driving, and that's what I expected. Hot, slick tracks. I'm telling you guys, you'll often see green flag racing. Guys are very, very tentative.
Yeah, the only problem with that, sometimes being too cautious out there, some guys will take advantage of that, get going, gain a lot of positions.
Yeah, I mean, that's the key, right, is who can do it and who can't do it. It's kind of like the old days when you had Schumacher in the rain in F1. I mean, he just didn't know what tentative meant, so he went for everything.
Yeah, right, he always did.
Out front, 410, Eschen right there with them. Hacker, we know he'll wait around for later. Austin and Johnson, Grosser in 6th. Bergner into 7th. You got Al Smith up here, and he's already a little loose. Nelms, Nichols, and Gable going at it.
Yeah, and I want to point out, you know, Guillaume, when he gets the lead here, usually early on in these runs, he doesn't just stay tentative with what he's doing. He constantly tries to build that gap. And you see it a little bit right here. He's not really letting Eschen get up close behind him or anything right now. He's just trying to manage that gap so that he doesn't have to really worry about it later on in these runs. So, Fortin obviously not being easy with the car right now. We'll see if that hurts it on later on, but overall just constantly building that gap.
Yeah, he is just being smooth here. Matter of fact, let's quickly hop on board here, Jason, and maybe you can just tell us what you see here from Guillaume Fortin.
Yeah, just exiting that prior corner, you see how he's getting that wheel as straight as possible before he gets on, applying throttle, getting that wheel back straight, getting the car hard down the back stretch, down into turn 3 here, get to the bottom with the dogs barking in the background. Sorry.
Yeah, he's looking like he's not even really attempting that wall, Colin. He's kind of coming in a little high, cutting it down, and he's coming off the corner quite late by the looks of it.
Yeah, and you can see that he's trying to save that right rear a little bit. You know, coming off that corner so low, sometimes it makes that car just want to kick out because you're putting so much pressure on that right rear. So he's probably just trying to save it right now, and so he doesn't have to worry about it as much later. Just being patient right now.
Yeah, and he's opening.
So I like the way he's getting that steering wheel straight, taking the corner straight off. That's a tire saving move right there.
Yeah, it almost looks like he might be intentionally trying to burn up the right front a little bit to even him up. Is that something that's possible, Jason?
Yeah, I think so. That's definitely a game you can play, especially, I mean, the track temp is creeping in. It's 130 right now, so that's really hot. So, you know, kind of burn off that right front because that right rear is going naturally on its own.
You've seen Womack get a little loose, but it's really everybody's single file. You got Phillip Martin made a little move there on the 89 of Shepard. Shepard just let him go. So really everybody's single file here. And boy, oh boy, strap in, folks. We might have a green flag race going.
Yep. Jeff Bergener and the top 5 have broken away a little bit, with the second group being led up by Jeff Bergener, followed by Justin Grossner. I wasn't watching Phillip Martin there in the beginning, and he just kind of laid back a couple car lengths back in last place, and the beginning of that race looks like he's trying to move up some.
Yeah, and I think that's smart, you know, that you're not going to go anywhere in the first 20 laps. Cars are just too tightly packed. Martin definitely looking like he's ready to make a move. Hoffler moves over. He sees him coming. So Martin's going to come through here, and depending on how friendly people are, he's going to continue to try. Womack makes a move on Gable there.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of these guys not really try to fight these battles right now. I think it's a little bit more of a tire saving strategy also. You know, when you get put on that outside, it makes you it causes you to wear your tires more. So, or that, or they're just not comfortable up there. So a lot of smart racing right now early. I'm just interested to see if that's going to happen on later on in the race, if they're just going to keep pushing it or not.
Yeah, they might want to be careful here being too easy, because this field's getting spread out, and that leader is making lap times right now.
Yeah, I mean, he is definitely going to put people a lap down. I mean, we're only on lap 17 of 125. I do believe we're going to do 125. 125. So, I mean, Hacker now is creeping in here. And, you know, this is totally a Bryan Hacker race here, Colin, in my estimation.
Yeah, no doubt. A green flag run, you know, he loves to say that. He loves to save them tires, and you see it time and time again. He's just always there right at the end, known for being the closer here. So, and saving tires in this track, it seems like a lot of these guys are saving tires. It's just all about managing that gap while also saving the tires, and that is a hard thing to master.
Man, I thought I'd seen some damage on that beautiful number 21 car, but it was just those reflections. You can never tell at certain angles. It's all looking all shiny and pretty still.
Dean, do you think there's any way that the clean air is helping out Guillaume right now? Do you think that that's honestly like saving his tires a little bit, or Is it just kind of one of those things he just wants to be out front just to control the race?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, clean air even on a short track, and you know, clean lines, clean looks. Yeah, it's all gonna help. He definitely has the best opportunity for tire wear on the track currently. And that's often the problem. You say to a leader, you know, a leader might be pulling away from the group, and as he pulls away, people are like, well, I'm going to run him down. No, he's going to have the best tire wear while he's pulling away, so it's a double whammy. Fortin continuing to lead over Hacker. Eschen and Austin, third and fourth. They're looking quite stable. Johnson in there, another long run guy. We'll see if this suits him tonight. Bergner right there, in all alone in six. That's kind of where I like to be, Jason, where nobody can touch me.
Yeah, just sitting back there in six in his own space there. Hopefully being smart, maybe saving some tires and just doing what he needs to make some lap times here. But just got to be careful. You don't want it to get too strung out.
Yeah, we're coming.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're coming around lap 25, and I'm looking at lap times, and it seems like they're all about 3/10 off of what their fastest lap is. Do you think that's saving, or do you think that's all just tire wear already?
You can see it looking at Grosser here, who's driving a little harder. We'll hop on board with him. It's definitely tire wear. These things are going to heat up. This is not traditional like the ones we've covered. With this kind of heat, they're definitely going to heat up. Those tires are going to get up over 300 degrees, and once they do, they're going to get real slick.
Yeah, and you can see them. A lot of the guys have moved up a lane and a half high. So I think tire wear and them tires are nice and greasy at this point with 26 laps down.
And you can see how far he's fighting it off the corner. You watch here, a little correction there. Whoa, that's, hold on, boys.
It's like Hacker's making gain a little headway on Guillaume Fortin.
Yeah, I mean, to be expected to some degree. I mean, Guillaume, a great driver, but Hacker is not going to let him get away.
And they're pulling away from third on back right here, and you see it. Bryan Hacker just slowly coming forward. He's not one of those ones that's gonna come at you real like super fast. He'll slowly reel you in and just kind of almost like intimidate you a little bit, and that causes a little bit more mistakes, especially if you're watching that rearview mirror.
Well, that's right. It's a matter of who's going to make the mistakes, right? Is the chaser and Hacker going to over push to try and chase him and get there's the loose in the rear end? That's going to heat him up more. So right now, believe it or not, Hacker's making the mistakes. Fortin looks silky smooth out there. It's going to bode really well from him on the long run.
Do you think it's possible that we'll see maybe some green flag pit stops of how bad this tire wear is, like later on, maybe halfway in the race?
I think we'll see some at the very back who really aren't liking it, but I don't think the leaders can afford to, unless their cars just go all the way down to where they have to. They have no choice.
Our leader's got about a half second to fall off right now, so maybe from, I mean, one of the top 5 guys could probably take that chance, but some of these guys farther back, I think it's going to hurt. I would hurt them.
You see Austin under heat here. Eschen and Johnson right there. Eschen looking racy. And you know, Gary is someone I really think this track, I mean, I say it about a lot of these guys because they're so good, these guys, but you know, Gary likes wheeling it, man. And I mean, maybe we'll hop on board with him and just see what he's doing in there. This is Scott Austin. Here's Gary. You can see there's subtle corrections, and you know, someone else we have in the booth, Barrett, will talk about that. Just, you know, small movements over large movements, right?
Yeah, no doubt. When you have those larger movements, it actually causes you to have more mistakes and those big, like, more chances to get yourself in bad situations, like getting sideways off a corner. So yeah, that's a great way to perceive it. Like, and he is very easy with the wheel. You can see these guys are really not confident right now. So it's definitely going to be a cat and mouse game throughout this race.
Yeah, I'm seeing that too. I'm seeing a lack of confidence in the grip level and in the car right now. And this is why I said, like, it's likely to go green because they just can't. You're not allowed to push it. So the whole key to the race, Jason, I think is going to be who's the smoothest. When you lose that rear end, even an inch, one lap, that's a problem. You literally have to go and never lose the rear end.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What I like to call it is quiet hands, keeping your hands nice and tidy and nothing big, nice, smooth, quiet hands, getting the car through the corner and using the throttle to help turn the car.
Big battle back here. You got Grosser and Al Smith going, or that's Randy Nichols going at it. Al Smith behind. You got Womack and Martin right there as well. So these guys all going at it pretty hard around the middle of the pack.
And I think you're going to start seeing this a little bit more here and there. With some of these guys, you know, starting to lose confidence in their car, you're going to have these stack-ups almost, and the other guys won't have confidence in the car either, so it's going to stack up these fields and cause them not to be able to pass. And so it's going to be hard to get around a lot of these guys, especially with this tire wear.
Man, we're seeing a lot of looseness. Womack down the bottom. That thing is shaking and baking. Oh. Danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah,
the old heads out there.
Sliding and riding, baby. Sliding and riding.
So Fortin continuing to lead. He's starting to gap him here, Colin.
Yeah, no doubt. Seems like Hacker almost had a little bit of a charge there, and it was a little too early. Just wore out of stuff a little bit. And, you know, that dirty air probably hurt a little bit too, especially with these late models. It's relevant, and it will tighten up that car. And when you tighten up that car coming out of the corner, it makes it even more loose. So hopefully Bryan Hacker might be just laying off right now just to kind of cool that right rear tire back down, but it's going to be hard charging back at him.
Well, I think that's exactly what he's doing. Tire temps mean a lot more than wear, so he's trying to get it back on around that 300 mark. You know, keep him a little bit cool so he can drive. But this is the most frustrating type of racing, and I love it personally because you can get out here, and as long as you're smooth, you don't make any mistakes, I don't think anybody can get by you. And that's what Fortin's doing. I mean, I haven't seen that car move. It looks locked to the pavement right now.
Yeah, very consistent line he's running. Hasn't deviated. A little high through 1 and 2, hitting the yellow line through 3 and 4. He does look extremely consistent.
He does, and Bryan too, but Bryan we've seen when he tries to catch him or do something, you'll see that there's a little wiggle right there as he tries to get a little power down. It's very subtle from a guy like Hacker, but that little wiggle will cost that car. And you see it again, well, not there. I mean, Hacker is a heck of a driver. We're already coming up on lappers.
Chasing syndrome. You got that car out in front of you, you're trying to chase them down. Just makes you run a little bit harder, trying to get that extra bit.
You see Mark Keeler here, and he's going to be up here. He's going to influence this thing, and there's going to be lots of this as the night goes on. I mean, it's going to be a quick race here as our leaders come up on Keeler already. Now, I'm going to be interested to see if he moves over or if no, he's going to move over. And this can be dangerous too.
Yeah, that's going to hurt Guillaume's exit right there a little bit, but back onto like what we were saying about how smooth he is. He's the only one I've really seen that has not gotten sideways out of the corner. It really just looks very planted out of the corner. Like he just is so easy on the gas coming out of the corner. But you were right along. That lap traffic is going to hurt throughout this race. You're going to have more and more of it as the green flag goes on, and it might hurt Fortin's car more than he thinks.
Well, not only that, I mean, Hacker is going to look to pounce, right? This is what drivers do. You're in second place. You're back here thinking, okay, I'm going to have a hard time getting around him. But traffic, soon as there's a 2-3 cars bunched up together coming up, you're going to see Hacker overdrive this machine and try and get right to the rear of Fortin and look for an opening somewhere.
Well, when you're as good as Guillaume, you know, Hacker following him around, you know, Hacker's looking for an opportunity. Sometimes that lap car will create that opportunity for you to make the pass.
Johnson gets around Eschen, so Eschen might have overdrove a little bit, but Ryan Johnson, one thing he can do is long run drive, so he could be a threat here tonight. Bergner still all alone. Nichols up 10 spots already. So the 69 making his moves. He's up into 7th position. Al Smith right behind him. Martin in 9th. And then Womack leads out the top 10. Everybody kind of single file. And there's Fortin. He continues the same lead.
And he's not really building off a Hacker right now. Hacker's really just managing that gap, kind of like we always see each week. You know, Hacker knows when to make the move, and obviously right now is not the time. He's already tried it, but he's going to manage that gap for the rest of the race, no matter how hard the car is going to be able to drive. So just expect Hacker just to ride there for multiple laps.
All right, Johnson making headway here. He's pulled up to the rear of Scott Austin here. And, you know, you look at this right now, Jason, this 38, a long run specialist. It's really going to suit a guy like this, isn't it?
Yeah, Dean, it absolutely is. And he's made a couple moves on the track. Looks like he's running some smooth lap times. And the car looks good out there for sure.
Well, what do you think of these blue tires, too?
Yeah, they're shiny. Shiny, I like them.
Always nice to switch it up a bit here. The nitro blue, we're gonna call it here.
Yeah, we've been talking about long run cars all night, but I want to shout out like a short run driver, Dustin Shepard. You know, you see him always pushing it early. As you see, he's already getting on the bottom of Jesse Womack. He has managed this entire race very well with how good of a short run car he is. He hasn't done bad. He's came back. He's gained. This is the 3rd positions he's gained all night, but he hasn't been super aggressive like he usually has. So he knows how to drive it a little bit easier, and he's not doing a bad job right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, we kind of labeled him a short run driver, but, you know, Womack into the wall a little bit. Shepard lately has been improving, and maybe, you know, this is a great example of it, being patient. And you can see he's already pulling away here by good margin as Womack again has troubles. So Womack's car is going away. So this is the type of person I look for to say, hey, I'm going to pit and take some tires, boys. The 00 of Nelms there underneath them, they're both a little loose. Hoffler's still at the back here.
Coming to halfway here, Dean, and if anybody is thinking about making that move, this might be a really good time to try it.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you're going to try, I think earlier is better than later for sure. Fortin out here still leading, Hacker in 2nd. Nothing changing up front here. But the only thing I can see is that the lap traffic is going to start to come sooner than later. I mean, you got Hoffler about 16 seconds back. Let's see how much a lap time is here. So 19 seconds. So we're only a 3-second gap to the back of the field already. And when they get there, there's a whole gaggle of them together. This is going to get interesting.
Yeah, those guys are having a fight back there for position too. So if I was to take tires, I would think maybe your 8th, 9th, 10th place car maybe might be able to do it, make some time up that might make it worthy.
You see there's the battle at the back of the field. You got Womack and Hoffler back here. We go back to Fortin right there. So he's already closing in on them.
Yeah, and Ryan Johnson just got by Scott Austin just about 2 laps ago. As you said, that long run car, you're going to see him start slowly moving up. So Ryan Johnson up another position, see if he can't run down Bryan Hacker. It's going to be a hard thing to do, especially with how slick this track is.
Yeah, it's so difficult. You got to be so patient. I mean, you're talking about thousandths of a second a lap to gain. It's painful. Interesting view there.
It is, Dean. I'm watching lap times here a little bit, looking at the stats, and Ryan Johnson's been clipping off about a 10th quicker.
Oh, we're hearing caution.
Not on field.
Grosser, Womack are both around, and it looks like maybe even separate incidents. I'm not sure. So we do get a caution right at the halfway mark. Let's look in on it. I'm sure pit stops are going to be of high importance. So Grosser all alone on the track. He comes in, and he looks shaky on entrance, and around she goes. Here comes Womack. Same thing, separate times, same corner. Wow. Synchronized swimming event here.
but you just saw it, that Guillaume was actually going around them at that time. So maybe it was a little bit of him trying to push because he knew that it was that he was about to get lapped. So he's just pushing a little bit more, and so it caused him to get a little bit more antsy and cause him to spin out. But I want to point out that we're just reaching halfway now, and the lap times were about 7/10 off of their best laps. So expect that again right towards the end of the race. Expect the tire wear to be about 7/10, somewhere around there.
So everybody on pit road. Hacker trying to beat him off pit road. Did he? He might have. We're going to have to wait for official. I think 410 might have maintained the lead there. That was super close. Wow. That would have been huge. I mean, 410 had to try and hold this thing, and he did. And now we get the choose rule. This is going to be interesting, too. Johnson holds on to third, Eschen in fourth. So, again, the choose rule going to be of utmost importance. Jason, how far back do you have to be before you choose the outside?
Well, I don't know, Dan. As hot as this track is, still holding at 130 degrees. I think you back there, 5th, 6th, 7th again, might be enough to gain you a couple spots.
Yeah, I mean, I think, Colin, when you think about it, if you're in, I don't know, 3rd or 4th, it might be a negative to choose the outside and go to 2nd.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, it's not going to be easy to find that gap. Luckily, on the first start, the car that was in 2nd, they were all checking up, just trying to be easy with it, and he found that gap. But I don't think it's going to be that easy now. Now that they've run these laps down, they understand how hard it is to pass. So a lot of these guys will be more aggressive, so I definitely would be more considerate when it comes to the choose.
Here we go. Well, Hacker goes, so they're split. They're splitting it right down the middle. I'm really surprised. This could be painful for someone who, decided to take that high side. Hacker went up there, so did Eschen. So I find that extremely surprising.
Yeah, I'm surprised Hacker chose the outside there. I thought he would be content with the bottom. Kind of root Fortin out if he wanted to make a move, or just be patient with it from the inside.
But what do y'all guys think about this? We've already ran 66 laps of green flag racing. There's rubber down on the track now. How is that going to affect tire wear now? Is it going to be just about the same, or do you think it's going to be a little less?
It should be a little better, I think, Jason.
Yeah, that's a good point, Colin. I didn't think about that with that rubber down there. You can actually, for a short, quick couple laps, you might be able to get to the high side there and make a move with a lot of the rubber down in the racing line.
All right, here we go, folks. 410, Hacker, Eschen, Johnson, Austin, Bergner, Shepard, and Smith, your top 8. Gable and Nichols after that. 410, a great start. Looks like Hacker is going to hold 2nd here. Barely. Looks like Johnson going to stick his nose in there, so Ryan Johnson does get a nose under him. Hacker, big power off, though. Eschen trying to hold the outside now.
Looks like, unfortunately, Bryan Hacker got caught asleep at the wheel there. That green flag.
Well, not too. I mean, he held on to 2nd, right, Jason?
Well, I was, well, maybe I was just disappointed. I was hoping he'd give a bigger fight up there for that first place position.
Yeah, could be, it was an opportunity, perhaps missed. Eschen now trying to roll the bottom, trying to work on Johnson. So Johnson's got to hold him off, and this is always tricky. When you're a good long-run driver, you also got to be good on the short run. You don't want these guys passing you and have to work back through them. Everybody pretty sorted out here.
Yeah, and you see a lot more confidence in these drivers right now. Obviously, going from having no grip to all the grip in the world, these guys are a little bit more aggressive, peeking their nose. You're seeing them running in the wall a little bit. Definitely a little more confidence and they're more aggression, but it's just going to be interesting to see how bad the tire wear will get so fast with them being so aggressive. If it's going to hurt them or if it's going to be one of those things that they all just start slowly going off around the same time.
I think the big winner out of this caution cycle in that restart is Ryan Johnson. He drove up to that 3rd place position. He restarted in third place position, and there he is, third, caught up to the leaders. So I'm sure he's feeling good right now.
Yeah, that's a great point because he was going to have to run him down. I don't think he could have been able to do that, but from this distance, if he can just hold third for a little while, he's a little better at around, lap 30 into the runner. So if he can get to that point in the race and be within touch, he might be a threat to win this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're watching him here, it looks like he's definitely under some pressure from that 23 car, Gary Eschen.
Yeah, Eschen is really hounding him here. Now, we talk about aggression and pressure, Colin, but really it's single file. But, I mean, the pressure is how close does he get to you?
Yeah, and how well these guys can really maintain that gap from the car in front. And you're seeing a little bit more on this run. Oh, we got another
yellow. And it's Grosser again. And it looks like Mathis involved as he gets that thing turned around. Get a quick look in on it here. Now, this might be an opportunity, someone at the back to grab another set of tires if they're available. Oh, Womack there, and those two of them just come together. I mean, they're well at the back there. So that'll suspend this little fight here, and we'll have another choose. And, I think Hacker probably takes second again because he didn't seem to mind it so much.
Yeah, and maybe this time he'll get a little bit better of a start and see if he can't battle Fortin off the corner. Off of 2, just to see if he can't hold that momentum. Because obviously you saw it there a little bit. The power just came off the corner. He was just rolling it so well. So definitely going to be interested to see if he can almost like maintain second throughout the middle of the corner. But it's going to be hard to do, especially with how Guillaume's just so smooth, especially compared to everybody else right now.
So one thing I like to do, Jason, is take less fuel. Do you think these guys there were some differences between no fuel and a couple gallons of fuel and all that kind of thing?
Well, I certainly hope so, because not adding in more fuel would definitely tighten that car up a little bit, and it looks like a lot of guys at the end of that run were quite loose. So taking less fuel, I believe, would definitely be a benefit.
So 45 laps remaining. Fortin, your leader, wire to wire here. He drew the pole on the very first pick. Not choosing his traditional number 3, but choose number 5. It worked out for him here. Could be a race-winning move by the end of this, Colin.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's going to be one of those things that everything's got to go his way. And, you've seen the end of these races that sometimes it just does not work out, especially if you're up front. So, and Guillaume had it last week, so hopefully Lady Luck's on his side this week.
All right. Could be the choose this time by. Going to be high importance here, but if I was to guess, they're going to all stay status quo again.
Yeah, I want to see somebody mix it up. Take a chance here.
Well, Guillaume down, Hacker up, Johnson down, Eschen up, Austin and Bergner, they do the same. Shepard, they go high. What? People are preferring the high side.
Yeah,
interesting.
I wonder if it just gets a little stacked up there on the bottom.
I mean, that actually gave Gable a move up on the bottom. What?
Yeah.
This is the opposite of what I expected. Martin slides up on the bottom, so very interesting.
Justin Shepard did gain 4 positions last restart. Was 11th, and then he was all the way up to 7th during that run. So I believe he also took the high side twice. I think that there was a car in front of him, and then he took it again, and he gained position. So it might be one of those things that the bottom is getting stacked up off the corner right now.
Good for Gable to see that, what was going on in front of him, and take advantage and gain a couple spots. Now he's starting P3 on the inside line. This could be a real big shake-up for him in his race today.
Absolutely. So Fortin and Hacker resume their match. Can Hacker do anything from the outside? Here we go. Great start by Fortin. He's going to get it. Johnson once again peeking to the inside of Hacker. Hacker rocks the outside though, and I think he'll hold on to that spot.
Yeah, Hacker time in the corner right there to make sure that he's going to have that run getting into turn 3. I just see him, he clears them. But you see Eschen now on the outside of Johnson. See if he can't make a little bit of a move here. They're going to be almost dead even going into turn 1. But it seems like that bottom lane's starting to roll a little bit better now.
Well, Eschen, a heck of a drive on the outside. He is holding on. He is fighting for this thing. And he's got the lead now. Eschen trying to take it away. Johnson says, hold on, I'm not giving it to you. A little hip check there. Wow. Gary Eschen on the outside. Gonna take third away.
Sometimes the commentators don't know what they're talking about.
A lot of times, Colin, a lot of times. Austin down on the inside with Bergner on the high side now.
What a great move by Eschen to make that outside work.
And Bergner drives right around. The high side coming in. Look at this. So Bergner around Austin like he was standing still. Well, might be a bit of an exaggeration. Up front, they're battling.
And it might be a result of like something that Jason talks about a lot. This new dynamic track. The lines change throughout the race, and so a lot of these guys go and search for that grip, and when they find it, man, they can utilize it so well. And so a lot of these guys are finding that the high side is just carrying so much more momentum right now.
So lap 35 to go here, good lap 90, and you know, it's getting time to go here for these guys. I think that may be why we're seeing them be a little more feisty.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Hacker is trying to stay right on the bumper now. Now, as long as he doesn't lose that rear end at all, and he's not right now, so these two steady eddies up front here. You know, and Fortin's giving him the inside a little bit there in the middle of the corner, so Hacker's seeing that, and he might start thinking, hey, you keep giving it, I'll start taking it.
And I wonder if this is also a result, Bryan Hacker, you know, he saw that when those tires were getting hot, it honestly made the car drive worse. So he's trying to make the move as soon as possible so that this thing doesn't start getting loose while he's trying to make his move. So maybe a little bit of impatience here from Bryan Hacker on purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, track position going to be of utmost importance. As soon as you get to this point in the run, it's already very hard to make a pass here. Everybody all lined up back here. Nowhere to go. I mean, someone might take to the high side. Let's hop on board here with Bryan Hacker, see what we're seeing.
Yeah, he's really throwing it down in there. You can see on the entrance of the corner the way he's throwing that car out on the right rear there before he gets to the center of the quarter, trying to get that drive off.
And you can see he's getting pretty active with the hands here. Little correction there, another one there. Trying to get that thing to jump left on entry there. We'll hop on board with Fortin here and see the difference, Colin.
Yeah, Fortin is just... he's so much smoother. I mean, he's looked smoother all night. He honestly looks the most confident out of all these guys. Oh, we got a... big wreck.
Big wreck, no caution on the track. Where the leaders are coming up on it. Wow, ooh. Slinging it around Mathis. Hacker was there trying to pounce, couldn't do it. And that's what I was talking about. Lap cars, wreck cars, they could influence this thing. You could almost see Hacker's eyes light up.
Yeah, for sure. Coming to about 25 to go here, closing in on it. They're going to have to contend with this. Looks like the next car down there. Nope, they get rid of him there. He goes low.
Yeah, Hoffler off the track. He got his win last week. He may still be drunk down there from celebrating. So, I mean, you can take a 2-week celebration on a win.
Absolutely.
And you can see the aggression just coming out of Bryan Hacker right now. He's honestly like just absolutely throwing the car everywhere. Just trying to stay behind that 13. Just honestly, he's probably just trying to wait for a mistake, but that's going to be hard to do with Guillaume. That he is so smooth and confident in that car. He probably likes a little bit more of a looser race car, and that's the reason why you're seeing a benefit, because he's not even getting stumbled up out of the corner at all.
No, he is purposely not letting that car get 1 millimeter loose. And you're right, Hacker's trying to do the old fill the mirror trick here. And what I like to do, Jason, is I like to actually swing it high to low. Probably not that easy here, but if you go high to low on the car in front of you, it'll look like you're dancing back and forth in his mirror, and it could distract him.
Oh yeah, it absolutely can be a distraction, and it's fun to do and try and rattle the cage. Maybe a little tap of the bumper if you get close enough to him. Just reminded him, hey, I'm back here. Watch out now. I'm coming.
I mean, Fortin is just so rock steady. Thing looks like maybe he soaked those tires in some soap before tonight. Old short track tip for anybody out there. Back in third, Eschen and Johnson kind of separated themselves.
It's like Jason was talking about earlier. You can start seeing these gaps start building. You know, you have first and second, third and fourth in the gap, and then behind that, it's a big battle for fifth. A lot of those guys are probably just stacked up, it seems like, just behind Bergener. So I see some of these guys start pouncing on them here soon, and might get freight trained if that high side's not working as good.
Yeah, the Silver Surfer holding them off here. And we've seen Austin had speed until the latter part of the run earlier. This time it looks like he's managing it much better. You got Gable right behind him and Phillip Martin as well. 21 to go right now. Fortin still leading. They're coming up on Grosser now.
Yeah, and Fortin's already starting to build that gap again on Hacker. You're starting to see a little bit more of a fall off. Hacker's 5/10 off of his fastest lap right now, and Fortin's only 3/10 off. So that's a pretty big margin, especially with how many laps that are left.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd ever see a race where I thought Hacker might be overdriving compared to the leader, because Hacker is butter smooth, but Fortin tonight just that much smoother. Grosser gets out of the way. Maybe.
We've been seeing it with Bryan all night. They're driving really hard off turn 2, getting loose, and I've been watching him these last couple laps, and he's been doing the same thing.
Yeah, just a slight overdrive, but he is chasing, and I mean, he is lightning fast. Don't get us wrong there, but Fortin, just the class of the field right now. Eschen back here with Johnson still. There's Bergener. Now Bergener and Austin starting to separate themselves from Gable.
Starting to look at tandem draft.
Yeah, a little tandem draft going on out here.
Hoffler back on pit road here.
Yeah, Hoffler not happy with this car here tonight. Like I said, he got the win. Oh, sideways from Hacker, completely sideways.
Yeah, he's had trouble with that exit of turn 2 all night, Dean. We've watched him several times coming off there.
And now
really
hits
hard
the
to get
wall.
loose.
He is fighting that thing. He wants to get up here and fight. He's trying everything he can, but I don't think that car has it in it right now.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, the car actually handles good at the beginning of these runs when the tires are cool, but as soon as they get hot, it just gets super slick, and that's the reason why you saw Hacker so aggressive early. He knew that the grip was going to start going away, and it wasn't going to be easy to pass him, but Fortin just never blinked, so it was just super hard to get something done.
Back here with a big fight for 7th. Gable, Martin, Shepard, Nichols, and Smith. Smith trying to look underneath Nichols, nothing doing. Shepard takes a little peek underneath of Martin. He's going to get a space opened up there. So Shepard, we're going to try and make a pass here. Nope, nothing doing. Back up front, getting down there, 12 to go. Fortin continues to open up over Hacker. Eschen still holding off Ryan Johnson.
Having a 10 to go here, Dean.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting down to it, folks. A tough, hot, slick track out here tonight in the Sharkbite Shootout 125. Fortin, wire-to-wire leader. Almost lost it off of pit road as Shepard was, I'm talking thousandths of a second at the line, and that was the most important move of the night. Fortin now opening it up, that smooth driving paying off. There's
Absolutely.
Womack, or is that Keeler? That's Keeler down there. So we'll just watch Keeler here, and well, he's going to pull way down low here.
We watched our two up front guys, Hacker and Fortin, all race. The guys that really made some gains.
Late caution! Bergner in the wall. Wow! Hold on to your hats, folks.
Tires? Somebody say tires?
I don't know if they have more than one set, but if they do, they're going to come get them. Someone will. Bergner here. He's got Austin with him. Austin peeking, no, and just bad braking point, and he just runs him over. Plain and simple there.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate for that to happen here right at the end of this race with 6 laps to go.
And I don't think Bergner's very happy, as he has just taken out. That was live, folks. So that was post-wreck action there. The Silver Surfer coming in, not happy with that move from Austin.
And I'm curious to see how much this is going to help Bryan Hacker. You're going to see these tires drop down to a lower temperature, and it's going to gain that grip back. It's like Bryan Hacker's about to go into the pits. Oh, no, he's just faking them out. But I'll be interested to see if, when the tires get a little bit cooler, if he's going to gain more confidence and have more grip or not. You know, we haven't seen this. We haven't seen a late late caution with these tires. So it's going to be interesting to see how these cars handle and how much confidence they'll have in them.
Yeah, and maybe how much false confidence they have in them.
Yeah, you would think that as hot as that right rear is, this might make the restart itself, getting up to speed, quite difficult.
You know, I hate to say it because I don't want to put nothing on it, but Fortin has been taken out from the lead several times. We'll see what happens.
Hacker's tried the outside. What do you think? Do you think he keeps to the inside this time?
No, I really don't. I see Hacker staying up there, and at least he's learned. You know, he's had 2 opportunities now. This will be his 3rd. Maybe he goes a little early. We always say, what's the worst that can happen? You get a black flag. Are we trying to win or not? Let's take a risk and just call it. Just go whenever you think that 13's going to go and take a shot.
And how is this going to affect the championship points too? I mean, you know,
Hacker to the outside.
Yeah, Fortin, you know, he had a good race last week and finished multiple positions above Hacker, and you're starting to see Fortin keep doing better than him. So I wonder if this is getting to Bryan Hacker's head a little bit too.
Well, that's a great point. I mean, Hacker used to getting out here and dominating, but I tell you, Fortin has put himself right up there in those power rankings. These are 1, 2, and maybe we don't know what order they're in anymore. Here we go. Fortin, another good start. Hacker, a great... Oh, and they're wrecking. Shepard's around. So yellow flag out. We'll have a green-white checker here. So not great there on the restart, but this is to be expected late. See the 89 on the high side, slow start. Womack just gets into the back of him, so I don't know if he's in the wrong gear or what, but Shepard a little slow on the get up there.
Yeah, it looks like he must have missed a shift or something like that happened to him. It's unfortunate here at the end. Looks like they're going to slow the field down, get things cleaned up, and get them reset.
Well, we re-rack them here. Green-white checker. And like I was saying about Fortin, I mean, I think Fortin's got it here. He's got to get another great start because he doesn't want anybody near his bumper. He's been poked too many times in the rear.
This choose team, it's not working for Hacker. I'm telling him, go to the inside. Take the inside, get underneath him in turn 1.
Well, it might not be a bad call. I mean, like you said, it hasn't worked on the outside. Why not, right?
Try something different. If you do the same thing and it's not working, you know, it's just not working.
Is that insanity you're talking
I was
about?
thinking the same thing.
Are you calling Bryan Hacker insane?
What I'd like to see is for Hacker to choose the inside and put Gary Eschen or Ryan Johnson there on P2 and see what they could do up there.
I'd like to see Fortin choose the outside. How about that? Really throw a wrench in everything.
I don't think Fortin, I don't think anywhere he goes, he's just going to be just blazing out of the corner. I mean, he's just so smooth. So Bryan Hacker's either got to try something different on that high side or try to bump him out of the way. I don't know. It's not going to be easy because, I mean, Fortin, I think he's led almost every single lap this race, if not every lap. He's not going to be easy to pass, and he's got all the confidence in the world right now.
If it's me, I'm going to try the inside now, and I'm going to stay on Fortin's bumper, and I'm going to try and shove him through 1 and 2 and get blown for the win.
All right, one last time on the choose rule. We're going to see. I mean, I think it'll be status quo, but we're going to find out. Fortin low, Hacker high, Eschen high, Johnson low. So this advantage Johnson there. Eschen choosing the high side. He's been liking it up there. Nichols comes up on the high side into third on the high side. So the 69 making a late appearance.
Yeah, up 11 positions on the night too.
Absolutely, our big mover on the night. Here we go. 3 to go. Fortin and Hacker, Johnson and Eschen. Who wants it? Oh, he rubs him up there. I love it. Fortin. What a start by him. Johnson, big start down the inside. He's going to come right on the inside of Hacker, looking for second, trying to get third from Eschen first. He might have that. Ryan Johnson still down there, but Eschen rolling the high side all the way. Fortin leading, grabbing the white flag. Guillaume Fortin down the backstretch. He is all clear. He is going to come through and win the Sharkbite Shootout 125. It'll be Hacker, then Johnson, Eschen, Gable wrecking at the line. Will take 5th. Nichols pinches him there. He's in 6th. Al Smith 7th. Austin, Bergner, and Nelms. Wow. What a restart by the 13.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Those extra 5 laps were worth it. It was a good job by all.
Great job by Guillaume.
Good attempt there from Ryan Johnson to try to get underneath Bryan Hacker. That was a little bit of a late lunge, but somehow Bryan just able to power it off the corner so well.
And he's burning them down, enjoying himself. Guillaume Fortin. Not going to be a big points gain on Hacker, but he did what he had to do. He led wire to wire here in the Sharkbite Shootout 125. Took the victory. Now he is in this points battle. Right now, let's take a short commercial break. And when we come back, we'll get interviews with our top 3. Exciting action there on iRacing. Go check it out if you're not an iRacer. Get out there and get your account and get started. Here we have a league event. Guillaume Fortin winning here in the North-South Racing League in the Sharkbite Shootout 125. Another good one in the books here, Colin.
Yeah, no doubt. And, you know, see the same 3 basically finishing almost every week. You know, you see Fortin in there, Hacker in there. And Ryan Johnson always up there, usually in the top 3 also. Model consistency through these guys, and, you know, you see it every week, and you just wonder what's this going to do to the points lead and coming into these final races, and what type of confidence these guys are going to have.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, Fortin's confidence got to be through the roof right now, having another win, another good points night. Hacker's got confidence. Of course, Johnson, I believe, Jason, you're down there with Ryan Johnson right now.
I am, Dean. Ryan, you drove that car to a P3 finish. We watched you trying to make a bunch of moves there in the last quarter of that race. Tell us how your night went for you.
Well, started off kind of slow. I mean, it wasn't my best qualifying effort. Got a redraw of seventh, but then Phillip had issues, so we got to start fifth. Just kind of took it easy there at the beginning. Rode around, made some moves when we could. Got up to third, and then that caution came out, and I just tried to stay up front as best I could. I didn't have nothing for Hacker or Guillaume. Me and Gary had a really good battle there. That was a lot of fun racing with him. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I needed to get on Hacker and Guillaume's level, but they're fast in these things. I haven't figured these things out yet.
Yeah, it was exciting to watch that run. What were the tires like at the end there? After that long green flag run in the beginning, were you really burning the right rear off, or were you more on your right front? How greasy was it for you? What were the tire temps looking like?
From the run I had in practice, I kind of destroyed the right rear, so I cleaned it up for the race. I felt like the car was actually coming in pretty well right before our first caution came out. I don't know, the car felt good to me. It didn't feel like crazy out of control from the front or the rear. Like it wasn't pushing, it wasn't sliding too bad off the corners for me. And that was my goal after the run in practice. I wanted to try and wear the tires as evenly as I could on the right side. If you abused them, you definitely paid for it tonight. I think I heard a lot of people getting pretty sideways because they leaned on that right rear too much.
Well, we saw you come back from the 13th position there, and work your way up through the field, taking advantage of that choose rule. It was impressive to watch. You came out with a really great finish. Is there anybody you'd like to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out to?
Oh yeah, just everybody at NSRL for putting on the league. You guys for broadcasting. DCD for my paint after dark. My team. And everybody tuning in and watching.
Well, it was a great job tonight. Look forward to seeing you next week. Congratulations on your top 3 finish there, Ron.
Appreciate it.
All right, that's Tiny Horse Johnson there in third place. Colin, I believe you're down there with our second place finisher.
Yeah, I'm here with Bryan Hacker, and Bryan, second place finish on the night. Obviously, not the first you were looking for, but just kind of talk us through. We could see it in the booth. The car just wasn't all the way there after a couple green flag laps. Probably I'd say about like 20. It started getting loose. Just talk about how it was handling. How the dirty air from Guillaume was affecting the car and the inability to pass.
Yeah, it was tough. It's hot, slick tonight. We haven't had many of these races lately, so you got to get used to it when it's like this. And I was having a difficult time trying to keep the right rear cool. And I think Guillaume and I were probably falling off roughly about the same pace on that first run. He might have saved a little bit better than me, but then after that first long run when we pitted, I was hoping to get him in the pits, so I really pushed the issue getting into the box, trying to get him in the pits because it was hard to pass. But then the last half of the race, it was I was trying to play cat and mouse. I was trying to get up to him, see if I could give him anything, and when I couldn't, I was backing way out of it to see if I could save it, and timing just didn't work out. He's fast. I mean, I'm not going to be able to just get around the guy by sheer will. It's going to take a lot to get around G. So not like you said, it just didn't feel like I didn't feel like I have the past several weeks tonight, but that's all right. It was still a good run.
Yeah, and we saw it when you were coming out of the pit road. I mean, it was literally 1/1000th of seconds just coming out of the pits, and then we actually thought you got it there for a minute. And we thought that maybe we see Guillaume actually have a little bit of trouble and actually have to try to pass somebody. We see how smooth he was, but we just want to see how he was in traffic. But overall, I mean, Bryan, you killed it tonight. You're looking at points now, and Guillaume, it's 2 weeks in a row where he just finishes better than you, and it's closing up that gap. What type of pressure does that add on to these races? Coming down to the last, I think we have 2 races after this left. So how does the pressure affect you?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it affects us all that much. He's going to gain some more points on us tonight, which is which is fine because he's also going to have to start in the back next week. So that's going to be a challenge. It's a tight track. We're going to Hickory. It's not easy to pass there. It's also not easy to stay out of trouble there. So it's always scary starting from the back. So we'll see what he can do next week. But it's fun coming down to a tight points battle like this. I'd rather have this than, one of us walk away with it and it not matter these last 2 races. So whether I come out on top at the end of the season or he does, it'll be fun either way. It's fun to have these battles.
Yeah, no doubt. And I mean, it's so fun to watch in the booth y'all fight and, going for that championship lead. But you have anyone you want to shout out? Any sponsors or people or anyone?
Yeah, of course. Scott Austin Designs, Boulder Beer Bar, Carbon Junction, Aberdeen Lodge up in Wisconsin. You guys for coming out and doing this. Hopefully Barron isn't too mad at us. He doesn't like to show up on Mondays, it seems like, anymore, but that's all right.
He's a little worried, Brian, right now. He thinks you're stalking him.
Well, maybe I am. And yeah.
You might like it.
Yeah, hopefully he does. But at the end of the day, it's a fun league. I appreciate the guys at NSRL for putting this on, and good win to Guillaume. He probably doesn't actually. He's not going to tell you that. The pronunciation of his name is Guillaume. So you guys, there's a nugget. There's a nugget for you guys tonight.
Wow. Okay, interesting. Well, congratulations, Brian. Good luck next week, and we'll be sitting here watching you fight for it again.
Thanks, guys.
All right, that was Bryan Hacker in second place as we turn our attention to the race winner, Guillaume Fortin. Guillaume, how was the race tonight? I mean, wire to wire, man.
Oh yeah, it was pretty good. I think I had a great battle with Brian, trying to save my right rear and just trying to keep him far back from my bumper. But like with the last week at Lanier and the week before that at Langley, how the race ended after I led a bunch of lap, I was worried with the last caution, but everything turns good.
I bet you were. I was worried for you. I'm telling you, those 2 cautions, I thought, here we go again. So, you took the 13 and made it lucky here tonight, getting your second win. Talk a little bit about the smoothness. Now, we were watching you. It's not often we say someone's kind of out driving Brian, perhaps, or whatever, but I did not see your rear end of that car move one time. Was that a heavy focus here for you tonight?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The track temp was so high tonight. I think it was in the 130. So the main focus was just to save the right rear, and I think I did a pretty good job to save it. And I saw Brian slide at the end in the last few laps, so that's where I thought I could get him because his right rear was a little bit too hot. But I think it was the name of the game tonight to just save the right rear, and we got lucky with the halfway caution because I was starting to drop back a bit.
Well, you say you got lucky, but you almost got unlucky there because he pushed the issue on pit road. He knew that battle could be for the race win. You probably did too. Boy, oh boy, you just nosed him at the line there.
Oh yeah, after the last few weeks, we had a talk with our pit crew because they weren't good before, and Brand crew were good. So no, they did it. I think that's the winner move tonight. Because it was so hard to pass after that, and once you get in the lead, you can control the race and the pace. So I think that's how I ended up winning.
Absolutely. You told them no more ice cream down there for the pit crew until they smarten up, and they certainly did. We turn our attention to this championship and, of course, to Hickory. How are we feeling about Hickory?
Well, starting last at Hickory, I don't think it's the best choice, but with all the points gonna shape up, I think hopefully I'll be able to make my way up front and just try to save the right front. This track is so hard and it's so abrasive that you need to save a lot. So hopefully we get a long green flag run and then I can make some pass and try to beat Bryan Hacker again tonight next week because I need some point to beat him in the championship.
All right. Well, you're taking points each and every week, the last 3 weeks. So you're doing everything you can here. You got a couple more tracks to do it at. It's not going to be easy, but if anybody can do it, you can do it. We'll turn the floor over to you here. Anybody you want to thank, you go right ahead.
Yeah, first of all, I have to thank Gestion LPG. They're doing all kind of workstation and pit box for racing. So if you need anything, hit them up. They're always a good service. Also, all the guys in NSRL admin team, they're doing a hell of a job, and you guys were putting an awesome show every week.
All right, that's Guillaume Fortin, race winner here. Only the second race win, believe it or not, Colin. And you would think he had more, but he had more with 3 to go. But a couple of them got taken away from him.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Multiple times leading right there at the end, and either Lady Luck didn't like him that night, or just stuff just didn't go his way. And it is kind of shocking to see that it is only his second win. But I talked about it earlier in the season. When you break that ice and finally win that first race, it gives you that energy and that confidence to go out and win more. And we're starting to see that his runs have been getting way better, and he's being more consistent. Now you see him; he's putting something towards Bryan Hacker. And we thought Bryan Hacker was just going to lead this thing and just keep walking away, but Fortin, I mean, he's showed up and he's definitely given Hacker a fight.
He absolutely has. Jason, final thoughts here in the Sharkbite Shootout 125.
Just a great race, hot, slick, greasy track. Always is a good time to watch and be a part of, and just enjoyed it. And looking forward to the next week.
Yeah, next week going to be fun. Come check it out. This battle going to continue to heat up in the North-South Racing League. We got all the coverage every Monday, 9 p.m. But for myself, Dean Doucette, for Colin J. Kennedy, and Mr. Jason Martin, that's going to wrap it up here in the Sharkbite Shootout 125. We'll see you right here.